second strategy that we learned for subtraction of three-digit numbers with regrouping is the strategy of changing the subtraction equation to an addition equation with a missing addend. So it would be the same principle as if we said, what is 7 minus 2? We could say 2 plus what equals 7, and we would get a missing addend of 5. Initially, this is a little bit confusing for a lot of parents and even for some teachers, but surprisingly, many students prefer this method or this strategy to the place value strategy. They're more comfortable with adding, and it's just easier for them to figure out the missing value. So what we do is we show them, okay, we've got le tout, the whole, a part, and a part, and in a subtraction equation we always have total minus part equals part. We change that to an addition where we have part plus part equals whole or total or 2. So what we're trying to do is get from 156 and figure out what we need to add to 156 to get to 431. So we would start with our 156, and essentially what we're trying to do is make our digits match. So we would start at the ones place, at the units place. We have 1 in the units place that we're trying to target. We actually start with 6. Many students will be able to say, if I add 5, that'll give me a 1 in the units place. For some, it's a little bit confusing for them. So what I tell them to do is get to the nearest 10. So when they think of 6 plus what equals 10, they know that it's going to be 4. So by adding 4 to 6 to 156, we get 160. I tell them to circle the value as well so that we know at the end of our calculations we're going to take all these values and we're going to add them together to figure out what we've added to our 156 to get to 431. Again, we're trying to make our values match. We've got 1 in the units place. We don't yet have 1 here, so we need to add 1 more. That'll bring us to 161. We move on then, because our units are now matching, we move on to our tens. We have 6 tens. We're trying to have 3. Again, some would have the wherewithal to say we need to put 7 with it to make it a 3 in the tens place. Some will find that a little bit more difficult. So again, I tell them, what would you need to add to the 6 to get 10? They realize that it's 4. 4 tens are 40. Again, circle it so that we remember that it's part of what we've added to the 156. 1 and 0 is 1. 6 and 4 is 10. And that gives us a 201. Now, we're still not matching in our tens. So again, we add 30 to get a 3 in our tens place. 231 we are at now. Now I'm just going to come over here with my 231 because I'm running out of room on the team board. So I have 231. My units match, my tens match, my hundreds don't yet. So this is a little bit easier. We've got 2, we want to have 4. We know that we need to add 2 more hundreds. Again, circle it. 1 and 0 is 1, 3 and 0 is 3, 2 and 2 are 4. Now, once we have finished getting to our target, and we say, okay, I'm done, I've reached my target, you look at all the numbers that you have added to the 156 to get you to 431. So I've added 200. I have added 30 and 40. You can either write those separately or you can write 70. And I've added 1 and 4. Again, write them separately or put them together to make 5. 0, 0, and 5, 0 and 7, and then the 2. And then we know that 275 was the missing value to get to 431. And that is the counting up method, changing to addition and counting up. I know it seems like it's very confusing, but again, once the students practice it a few times, many of them will find that this is much easier than trying to regroup and subtract. The addition is just much easier for them.